What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you all can hear me just fine. Holy cow, there's a lot of you guys. We got B, the Texas barbecue guy. Got beers and everything ready for this YouTube. Got 30 minutes to fix it. Yes, indeed. So, there's a problem with the server. Hopefully, well, you guys should hopefully be all seeing me now. KB, how you doing? Is this working again? Yes. Read my comments. Reset my router. Tried different computers. Almost had to watch TV instead. Scary. Yes, indeed. How's everyone's cooks going this weekend? Uh, just fine. Marcus, how are things with you? Pat says, hey, everybody. Uncle Bull says, well, good evening, everyone. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service to the ones who have served. Just on my way home from work tonight, I thought I'd listen in. Alan says, hey, yo, Jay. What's going on, sir? How you doing this evening? John says, hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Breaker64, what's going on? He says, hello, it's been a while. Yes, indeed. Crap, I left my drink on. Hold on. We are pulling out the industrial Kirkland Costco size bottle tonight. But can y'all see the size of this bottle? $13 for that bottle. I will gladly pick up one of those almost every week. It is a good time. All right. So we have Jamie Madwood, Perry Porter, Tony J. What's going on, man? How is everybody doing this evening? Let me get logged onto my laptop here so I can check on the stream and make sure it is rolling well. And also, I need to get the definition of a cure because I don't have that pulled up in front of me. Is it working? Survey says. Working survey says it is. All right, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Doing and drinking well, Perry says. Perfect. Jay says he has his Corona, his beer open. That's what's up, Jay. Definitely. Is a brine considered a cure? No. It's not, because a cure is dry and the brine is wet. Yes. Excuse me? No. All right, guys, I gotta go check my garages. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Sorry about that. So my neighbor, take my keys off. All right, so my neighbor, next door, heard a whole bunch of banging, and she thought it might have been coming from my garages. So she sent us a message via Facebook Messenger. I gotta give her my phone number so she can text me these things. And of course, my wife saw the message and she said, "Can you go check the garages? The neighbor says there might be something going on." All right, so let's see. Let me catch my breath and catch up. Jay says he's got his Corona open. God bless us. It costs us at least $60. Telling you, this is a Costco bottle. It's I think it's $13.99, so $14. But either way, less than $15. Yeah. Joseph Johnson, how you doing? Never done either. Jay says. The Roll Tide, what's going on? Perry says Buffalo Trace. Actually, I was about to say I don't have any, but I do have some. Oh no, I don't. I have Eagle Rare. So I was trying to tell Vicky. No, Vicky is down right now. Well, Vicky's not down. Vanna is down. I've been doing some work on Vanna. Um, who's drinking what? All right, MTG. Man, that's good. How you doing this evening, sir? Got my rum punch, Alexander Keys, fighting this IPA. The pride of Nova Scotia. That's what's up. All right, I have a little bit of Sprite already in my cup. I drank some of it off, and I just poured a little bit more vodka down there, and I thought I was going to. What's up, Lee? Smoking Bears in the building. He says, "Hey, Dash and Chat, getting ready for work," and he's listening just like normal. I don't know what Taste Tester number one is doing in the kitchen right now, but he must be listening to something he thinks is pretty funny. Grandpa says, "Almost got caught in his garage." Oh, what's going on? All right, guys. So I am back. Oh gosh, nothing like a little scare to get the heart going. Real question is that volume made go to larger cookies than the barrels? Wait, what? Real question, was it volume that made you go to larger cookies than cookers than the barrels? Yes, it was, Perry. It was definitely volume. Uh, Costco versus Sam's. It's a hard sell. Costco has things and Sam's has things. The one thing that Costco has going for it, at least the Costco in DC, is liquor. Definitely the liquor. Other than that, Sam's hands down. The Scan and Go app in Sam's is the complete game changer. It takes me longer to get to Sam's, and Sam's is only like 10 minutes away from my house. So it'll take me 10 minutes to get to Sam's, like a minute to park, 2 or 3 minutes to go inside, pluck a couple things that I need, put them on my cart, scan them, and pay, and be out of the door and be back home in another 15 minutes. So I have done complete Sam's runs. Actually, this past weekend I had an event and I had to get some bags of salad. I didn't want to get those bags of salad until the morning of the event. I was up there back home in 30 minutes, and I had to stop and get a little bit of gas in my wife's van. I had the pork belly had the skin on it. Alton, the pork belly did have the skin, and I won't say they always do, but they do have the skin on. I guess I didn't have it hot enough to get the skin crisp. Matt Wood says all they have is Sam's. It's the problem though, Alton, though. Costco's line, it outweighs Sam. Like it reduces, it bogs everything down, and that totally takes away from my experience when I have to wait in a line in Costco. Jared says I find myself fighting the good both. Find myself fighting going to both. I agree on the liquor. Sam seems to have a lot of bun options. Great answer, bud. Thank you. No problem, Jared. Which is the one I got. They don't sell it with the skin on. It has a fat cap. Wait a minute. It was the skin on. The one I had. Nah, it was. I don't know. Now you got me questioning life. Uh, I know, right? All right. So now that the introductions are taken care of and the scare in my garage is all taken care of. I'm getting ready to get to talking about what we need to talk about tonight. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Definitely greatly appreciate it. So, cures. Okay, a cure. Cure in the, I mean, not in the time of coronavirus. We're talking about curing meats, as in like a food preservation method. Sands and Costco don't sell pork belly with the skin on. They sell it with just the fat. Terry, thank you. Taylor, how you doing? He says, hey, old dash, long time no see in the live stream. Hope you are well. Yes, I am. Victor says, I'll be joining you folks tonight with some Jack and Coke. I was going to cook chicken tikka masala. Just unloaded the groceries, and the chicken has disappeared. Arr, man, I hate when that happens. This is meat market here to get the pork belly with the skin on. All right, Alton, man, now you got me. You questioning. Now you got me really questioning life. You might be right. Oh, crap. Darn it. Now I need to go to the Asian market and see if I get one with the skin on, because I think you might. Yes. Alton, thank you, sir. That was a brilliant deduction, and you are most likely 100% correct. Skinless, both have fat calves. Yeah, but to get the skin crispy, you need the skin, and if I don't have the skin, yeah. What's up, Adam? How you doing this evening? He says, hey, Dash can't be on long. Gonna smash the like button. I hope you're doing great. You're awesome. Thank you so very much. It takes someone awesome to know someone awesome. We have a meat department in our local store that has butchers. That's what's up, man. We don't. Well, technically there are butchers there, but I don't know if they leave the skin on. But maybe the next time I go to Costco, no, crap. I was just at work today, so I can't go to Costco. But I will try and see. I made it like that before with no skin. It was still really good, but once you make it with that crispy skin, there's no going back. Alton, I think you are 100% correct, sir. This is why, yeah, this is why we are friends, dog. Even though you didn't put any barbecue sauce on your beef ribs. Hey, if you guys didn't see, Alton cooked some beef ribs today on his Kamado, and just go and ask him why he didn't put barbecue sauce on his ribs. All right, so let's get to the topic. All right, we like 15 minutes in. All right, curing. Curing is any of various food preservation and excuse me. This is why I asked you to get the dishes done before 9 o'clock. So you won't be doing just this exact thing. Can you please tone it down? Thank you. All right. What's up, Lou? How you doing this evening? Since I was so rudely interrupted by Taste Tester number 1 in there, made a mistake on their cook. It's not needed to cover up, man. I'm telling you, it can help enhance the flavor. All right, where was I? Curing is any of various food preservation and flavoring process of foods such as meat, fish, vegetables, by the addition of salt with the aim of drawing moisture out of the food by the process of osmosis. Because curing increases the solute concentration in the food and hence decreases its water potential, the food becomes inhospitable for the microbe growth that causes food spoilage. Curing can be traced back to antiquity and was the primary method of preserving meat and fish until the late 19th century. Dehydration was the earliest form of food curing. Why do I keep saying food? Many curing processes also involve smoking, spicing, cooking, or the addition of combinations of sugar, nitrate, and nitrite. I'm like, why? It's the same word, trust, and nitrite. All right, so let's see. More specifically, Meat preservation in general of the meat from livestock, game, and poultry comprises the set of all treatment processes for preserving the properties, taste, texture, and color of raw, partially cooked, or cooked meats while keeping them edible and safe to consume. Curing has been the dominant method of meat preservation for thousands of years, although modern developments like refrigeration and synthetic preservatives have begun to complement and supplement it. Wow, that is pretty interesting, and I'm not going to go too deep into it. But it says, da, 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 the addition of salt with the aim of drawing moisture out of the food in the process of osmosis. Cool. All right. So let's see. Beef ribs doesn't need barbecue sauce. Alan says pink cure. Yep. Andrew, how you doing this evening? Yep, you have to have the skin. Hell, I don't even realize you didn't have the skin on. Yeah, I didn't either. You know, it's kind of now that I think about it, it was pretty much all fat cat. Richard, Mr. Richard from the other side of Catonsville. Mr. Richard just got in his order for Thanksgiving, and you know, I sent him a text message a little while ago because I had to send out the generic message to say, hey, I need your email address and your address to confirm people's addresses. And after the live stream tonight or first thing in the morning, I'm going to be getting those invoices out. So, Mr. Richard, please be on the lookout for that. I actually almost texted you actually were you going to be on the live stream, but I said, nah, we'll just keep it, you know, keep it one thing. All right. So, Lou says, did we talk about nitrates versus nitrites yet? The condescending, that condescending the heck out of me. I don't know. I got a nitrile gloves. Alton. Hilarious. Mario. Okay, Alton says, wait, I lost you for a second. Can you start all over and read that again? Sure, Alton. Curing is the... Get out of here. It's all about killing those microbes and keeping the meat good for longer, Taylor says. Almost every culture has some manner of curing. It's really neat. Some of it is a little blah, but all interesting. Yes, indeed. Meat or any tissue from any animal has a tendency to break down. Microbes are really? Gosh. I asked them to do one thing. Keep quiet. All right. Microbes are opportunists that take advantage between the natural breakdown and the microbial growth. It's a real battle, but worth it. Yes, indeed. Hi, Maria. Sorry, it confuses me. It's all right, Lou. I get it. Grovlox is a great example of natural cure. Salmon and brown sugar, salt and dill. I love lox. I really like lox. Smoked salmon. My girl frozen. Okay, yeah, I can do it. All right. Am I the only one? Don't you hate it when it happens? Huh. No. You gotta have a live stream blooper reel. I don't think you know, Lou, in order for me to have a live stream blooper reel, that would mean I would have to download each of the lives afterward, watch them over, cut out, man, no. I have a hard enough time keeping in the edit of the bloopers I have now because I've been cutting them out for such a long time. Yeah. Alice's pro tip: if you struggle getting the smoke ring on your brisket, use a dash of pink salt in your rub. If you don't have pink salt, celery seed works too. It's the nitrite. Well, is it nitrite or nitrate? And I've looked this up before. N-I-T-R-I. Nitrate versus nitrites versus nitrates. Okay. Nitrates and nitrites are two different types of compounds. Nitrates, or NO3, consists of one nitrogen atom and three oxygen atoms. Nitrites, NO2, consists of one nitrogen atom and two oxygen atoms. Like, that really helps me out. Maybe my wife is a chemist by trade, in case you guys didn't know that. Nitrites are relatively inert, which means they're stable and unlikely to change and cause harm. Let's see. Nitrates and nitrites are compounds that occur naturally in the human body and some foods, such as vegetables. Manufacturers also add them to processed foods, such as bacon, to preserve them and make them last longer. In some forms, nitrates and nitrites can be hazardous. However, they may also have health benefits. All right, I'm not going to read too much further. I'll start after this one, but to break down products of fats and proteins can cause real putrid smells. Natural breakdown products that microbes take advantage of when the cells aren't actively making those. Yes, indeed. Maria says, I'm trying to stay intact this Wednesday. Well, just slow down. Don't drink too much. Allow Shin-Yon and I'll no, Jay. No. You can't do. You can't even say. Don't even type out the word, dog. You see. Oh man. You can add the cure ingredient honey. Ooh, that's a good one. All right. For the microbes is food. All right. So is pudding. So here's the question. Have you seen the folks that wet age things in butter? Is that actually a cure? I think that's a cure. It's salt. Most times they use the salted butter. But yeah, brother Thyron, how you doing this evening? Orlando, he says, "What up, Dash?" Mario says Harrison said something about celery seed and smoke ring. I believe, yeah, celery seed has nitrates in it, and it will definitely give you that smoke ring. Make sure you use them. Tomato and tomato. No, yeah, there we go. I was going to say NO2 versus NO3. Yeah. Also, in case you didn't know, I think Taylor also is a chemist. Damn, we 24 minutes and you young. Shut up, Alton. One of us got up this morning at 4 o'clock. I will do a quiz after the live stream. KB, there will be a quiz, but it will be open book. Okay. Jared, it says newcomer QFB and Instagram. Yes, so I am on. Obviously, you see me on YouTube, and I'm way more active on Instagram than I am on my Facebook. Alton, you can't say it, man. My Instagram is still Drum Smokers. Honey helps relieve coughing, Maria says. Well, thank you very much. You're absolutely correct. Just like a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Ooh, that is... Wow. All right. So, Mr. Zeligs says butter is more of a marinade. No. I think the butter will be a cure. I mean... The marinade typically is acidic. That was one of the things that we talked about in a previous stream, that a marinade typically is acidic and also meant to inject flavor and tenderize. Yeah. So what also plays into this is oxidation. Living cells spend a lot of energy dealing with oxygen radicals from oxidative. Oh my gosh, dude. What? I don't have a chemistry degree, Taylor. I can't read these fancy science words. I'm just going to pretend. So I'm going to try this again. So Taylor says what also plays into this is oxidation. Living cells, I'm like anticipating the big science words and I'm messing up already. Living cells spend a lot of energy dealing with oxygen radicals from oxidative for litation to make ADP. Glutathione is part of the process. Without cells living, i.e., the organism living, free oxygen in the environment can lead to oxidation products. So, oxidation is what's going to help things actually break down and rot. Troy says, "What up, Dash? Hope you been good out now. You still seeing? You still, you still just funning? Yeah. Barbecue short line in this kitchen fight says, saludos from Tijuana, Mexico. Salud. Gracias por mirar. Mirar. I got a question. How do you keep your brisket moist after you slice it? Um, if it's moist enough, you really won't have to do much of anything. It just kind of stays moist. I don't like if you leave it uncovered or stuff like that. I try to cover it just so that moisture can't get out. But after I slice the brisket, it gets covered within minutes. Oxidation products, fat turns putrid. Some for proteins, therefore amino acids. When the meat is free from animal, you have to combat that with salts or other stuff like butter. Grimace says, Taylor, I was gonna say that. Which creates a barrier between oxygen and the meat. Yep. I can read. I have a difficult time drinking and reading big scientific words. I got you beat on wake up time. I was up at 3 a.m. Oh, wait, mine is Pacific time. Yeah, but your Pacific time, 3 a.m., and my Eastern is 9. I've been up longer, more hours of the day. Technically, butter is part of a catchphrase, Mo Butter, baby. Well played, KB. Well played. You don't want things oxidized. It's a double-edged sword of making energy efficiency. Why we breathe O2 and exchange CO2 for radicals. We spend out a lot of energy preventing the radicals. I'm going crazy just more than I can type. What's up, Jeff? How you doing this evening? Thank you, Orlando, for joining us. Butter or parquet? Butter. Hey, now I'm drinking too. Yeah, but Taylor, you have probably a degree or two in this, so yeah. Honestly enough, I did one college semester, and I had one single class because it was in a community college type setting. I went back to school. I was like, I'll go, and I took the placement test or a placement test, and they were like, yeah, you need to start at algebra 101, and I was like, great. So I took algebra 101, and it was one of those things where because it had been 5 years or so since I had gotten out of high school and then actually took a college level course, when I did the placement, it's one of those things where it's like I completely forgot. And then, like 2 classes in, the light bulb clicked back on, and I'm like, my God, what? I know how to do this stuff. I went to a science and math school. It's just I had to have the memory jogged and a light switch flipped, and I aced the class, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm not wasting any more of my time or money. So I didn't. I ended up going to a vocational school of sorts for computers, and yeah, much better. But that's what's up, Jeff. Appreciate you stopping by. Hey, Alton, come on, man. Dry aging. Dry aging is dry aging curing? Hmm. All right, let's see. Okay, so cured meat. This involves injecting the meat with flavors, water, potassium chloride, sodium phosphate, sodium erythrobate, sodium nitrate, sugar, and salt. The meat is cooked in a certain temperature. Combination of ingredients in the brine will kill off any bacteria. No, we're not trying to dehydrate them. Aged meat doesn't necessarily require brine or smoking the meat. Meat is hung in a special room at an exact humidity and the temperature levels. The meat spends years, usually about 5 years, in that room and come out coated with a crusted mold. It is then scraped and washed before it is eaten. So the difference to me between a cure and a dry aging would be the salt or the I don't say seasoning, but the addition of something on the outside versus the aged meat. The only thing that really is the determining factor is the humidity. FCB, what's going on? In short, the two major processes of curing helps alleviate natural breakdown of tissues without microbes present, and microbes taking advantage of the breakdown themselves, break down the tissue to grow themselves. Huh. Interesting, Taylor. Salt and other spices help reduce the moisture, which microbes tend to need to grow, and reduces breakdown process of meat decaying. All right, totally get it. Consider laying out a steak without a cure. With cure, the without cure will get putrid much quicker. Are you talking about those chicken thighs that I did not too long ago? You were just humming. I think I left. No, and this discussion is like barbecue sauce on or off. Grilling or smoking? Yawning or not yawning? Alton? One thing that gets left out is that while a piece of meat may not be on a living animal, it still has active enzymes, so enzymes will do work even when the meat is free of the animal salt. Also help. What's up, Kirk? How you doing this evening? He said, "Hey, yo, what's happening?" Yeah, Kirk, I have not edited. I'll say I met. I linked up with Kirk this past weekend and gave him his charcoal basket, and he gave me some goodies. We did actually film some stuff of eating, of the cornbread and of the uh, what else was there? We ate some cornbread. We ate some chicken spread, or actually cheese spread, cheese dip. We had some yams. There was some candy bacon, some turkey bacon. Some jerky. And in the video, I must have taken the turkey bacon out because in the video, I was like, maybe I missed it. But it just wasn't in the box or in the pan when I took it to where I took it. So, what are you getting ready to do now? I was trying to eat this before I went back. So I was trying to make it a little more hearty, chop some vegetables and eat in it. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, guys. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. FCB, he doesn't moonlight as a comedian. He's been a comedian. I'm not reading your comments anymore. Chilling, cracking the beer, going to see. The koozie is in the house, but it is not near me, and I'm actually not drinking from. I don't have a beer. I have beer in the fridge. Maybe later, Kirk. Maybe later. I'm pretty sure it might make him on. Yeah, I'll get off my horse, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes with regard to curing. To what curing does in the context of meat and decay. In short, it's good for the preservation, for more than one reason. All right, never heard. Thank you, Meeks. This is thumbs up as always. And then they can be delicious. We should thank our forefathers for fighting it out before they knew the whys of it. Yes, especially the Egyptians with beer. Mm, they were the first to ferment. Luce's Opa. Hopefully that's how you said that. And what is a kid vlogging? No, no. Mm-mm. Turkey bacon is bacon. It is not hickory flavored cardboard. Alice says, ooh, someone in trouble. The microbes also create more flavor compounds. Plus, as the water evaporates, it condenses the beef flavor, similar to making a reduction sauce. Mostly, it makes the meat more tender. Yes, indeed. I'm not reading your comments, Allison. I'm not. It's just Koozie. You can do it. Oh my gosh, KB, do not go there, man. Don't join Alton. Don't join Alton. Booze, diary, cured meats, all the things that are products of otherwise quick spoiling AG products. Yes, indeed. Alton is a Richard Pryor barbecue. He hasn't set himself on fire just yet. So have you guys cured anything? So I mean, there's a few of you guys who have made your own bacon. So how did you make your own bacon? Because typically you use a piece of pork belly, and you would cure it, and pretty much that is it. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy from Cuff and Stuff Barbecue. He said, "What's up? Take a drink for every time the dog father makes a yawn pun." No. Gravolox. Alright. Oh, okay. Technically cured. Alright, FCB. I read it tells meat cures. Curses. Alright, meat curses, Mario says. Yeah, so the whole thing was, I didn't want to say let's talk cures because, in this time of coronavirus, I didn't want, my video to be struck down thinking I was some conspiracy anti-vaxxer or something like that. I didn't want that. Gosh. Alton. So Boosted Plinko, my man Nick. How you doing, man? I have cooked on that Blackstone a few times. I won't say I cook on it almost every week, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I work from home, I typically make my breakfast on the Blackstone. So I have been cooking on it. I just have not been doing, I won't say that many, but I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos on it just yet. But I still do use it. I actually told my buddy Nick that I would sell it to him. So I don't know though. I kind of like it. Plus, he's got to come on to this side of the Eastern Shore. Taylor, Jeff, how you doing? Taylor says another point to make. If any of you have ever left fat water in a smoker after a cook, you most definitely experience putrid oxidized fatty acids. Do not recommend. Taylor. Oh, I know that smell and that putrid water. Yeah. How have you not done a cheesesteak cook? Because I am from Philadelphia and I know better. There are certain things that you don't do. Like, I know that I can't do it better. I know that it's not going to be, I'm not going to exceed my expectation. Like, I can cook a steak at home and it be better or turn out better than a steak that I could get from, like, Outback or Carrabba's. I cannot necessarily cook a cheesesteak at home and it be better than, like, D'Alessandro's or better than my favorite cheesesteakery, Pagano's. Nice. Well, congratulations, Nick. He said he just got himself one. Wow. That's what happens when you don't properly cure the meats that contains fats, which are a lot of them. Oh, heck yeah. Can you believe it back? No, man. Jimmy, well, that's awesome, man. That is so awesome. I'm glad to hear. It was that chicken stew you made. That's what cured you and got you back on your feet. Mm. Well, Taylor, just think about this. My smoker's the smallest smoker holds 10 gallons of water. So when I walk away from the smoker and if I don't get that water and or that gunk out of there, I can come back to almost 5 gallons of that putrid water. Yeah, Taylor, would definitely recommend cleaning out the smokers right afterward. It'd be good to discuss quick cures versus full or long cure, like country ham, dry brining, dry brine blasphemy. So, if you have never heard the term dry brine, you must be living under a rock. And I kind of attribute it to Victor, who has, I don't want to say, brought it to my attention, but we were talking about something, and someone said something about a dry brine, and I'm like, a dry brine. And then when I looked into it, a dry brine is nothing more than a quick cure. And any and every time I see someone use the term dry brine, I always, stand on my soapbox and I say there is no such thing as a dry brine. You mean quick cure. And one of the things about curing is you let the meat sit in the salt or the sugar or the salt and sugar solution or whatever it is that you have it sitting in for an extended period of time. Typically, usually no less than about a week. When you're doing like an overnight thing, that is a quick cure. And again, Victor standing right next to me on the soapbox, we definitely preach as such. Let's see. Taylor says, lastly, breakdown products of amino acids, protein subunits are called polyaminites, amines. One of which is called Pituitrin? What? And Alton, yes, water makes the yawn stew. So I get it. Yeah. I'm just gonna. It's a quick cure, Alton. It's a quick cure. Holy cow! Time Horseman, he's checking in from the land of grills. How you doing this evening, sir? Huh? Yeah, it is a definite bad smell, Taylor. Because I yawned and it was like 35 minutes in. So he keeps saying it because I keep saying that you don't say the Y word. And yeah, it's, Alton being Alton. It is what it is. Quick cure. Well, I thought it was 34 minutes, but if it was 24 minutes, then it was 24 minutes. Whatever, man. Whatever. All this is to say why dead bodies don't smell good, why we strive to either refrigerate, freeze meat immediately for quick turnaround, or cure them for long-term storage. Yes, indeed. All right, so Alton, it's way easier said than done to try to take a nap before the live stream. This evening, I tried to and I usually try to, relax a little bit, sit on the couch. I turned on the TV and CNN was on. So I listened to that for a few moments. And then I started getting text messages asking me about the live stream tonight. So then, of course, I went out to YouTube and I was trying to get YouTube to play. I saw Todd, Dad Incredible. He put up a video. If you haven't seen that video, it is up. And since YouTube was working, you can go and check that out. And I commented on this video. I was like, hey, man, YouTube's broken. but I will come back and check your video out. And actually, I told him I'd watch it twice. I need to watch it again later. Anyway, I watched that video, and then I watched a video. I started watching the video from Garrett from Cletus McFarland, and I didn't get to finish that one. Anyway, I tried to relax. I did. Doesn't always work out, especially not around here. 3 kids, a wife, partridge, and a pear tree. Troy says, okay, Troy says, okay, enough dead body talk. Ah, gosh. Thank you for coming to my short TED talk about metabolism of dead things. Yes, so, Taylor, do you care to give an explanation as to why you have so much insight into this particular subject? KB, I don't fight it. Lime helps the dead body smell. Uncle Bull, why do you know that? So brisket. Orlando says, I've only smoked briskets, ribs, sausage, and chicken. What else kind of meats are good to smoke? Fish. Well, I particularly care for salmon. I do lamb. Smoke some meatloaf. You can try that. Oh, I don't. Oh, Alton, I don't. I don't try to hide it. I'm just. See, now that you done started it, it's just gonna keep going. Troy, we're not even gonna. I don't have any energy drink, Jimmy, which is just kind of. I do have a little bit of coffee over here. This is coffee from this morning. I'm going to pour it over my ice. Hey, Alton, please and thank you. He said, so he has a lot of people asking him to do lamb. He said he doesn't do lamb. He said, no, bruh. Telling you, man. Lamb is delicious. It is delicious. Iced coffee. Taylor says your body's saying don't go that way. Stuff is dead. You might die. That said, we consume animal products which require killing of living animals. We have to process them in some way for a consumer. How do you find businesses for catering? Word of mouth. They find me. I don't do any sort of advertising. They find me typically, and so like this past weekend I had an event. It was a small-ish gathering. The quote was for about 40 people, 40 adults, about 10 kids, and so 40, 50 people, and it came from a wedding. The wedding reception. You guys remember that wedding reception I did about a month or two ago? This event this past weekend was direct from that. One of the participants at that event had the food, tried everything out. He was like, I need this at my house later this year. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And I told him, just like I told you, I don't get excited when people tell me that until they hit me up and actually make that deposit. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember you. Taylor says, but yeah, I'm working in metabolism. People study weird things. I help them do so and take a hobby in some of it. But the smells are terrible and I'd prefer to avoid. Yes, I did lamb for the first time last weekend. Turned out good in my stick burner using cherry. That's what's up. Taylor, lamb is it's a red meat and it can be forgiving. It is a little gamey, but it is good. It's very good. Taylor says olfactory senses are a unique and understanding subject, but super important. Some are visceral reactions, others are learned. Taylor, I have a problem. I can look at the goriest thing imaginable and not bat an eye. If I smell something putrid, game over. Like when my kids got sick, I cannot be anywhere near it to help clean it up because I will compound the problem. I, yeah. Taylor's just thinking of good smells and the memories they link to what your mom or grandma cooked. Is gonna have to agree with that one on the lamb. Good, still doing full cooked barbecue. Man, why y'all afraid of lamb? It's good. Nigga, the bad smell of the situation you're wild in. What do you like to avoid? Yeah. Gamey. Yeah, man. Kirk says Dash's lamb is the best on the planet. Well, thank you, sir. Um, like, you smell dead people one time, you never forget it. Yeah, Alton. No comment. No further questions. You're Alton. No further questions. All right. So, does anybody else have anything to add aside from Taylor when it comes to talking about cures? Because this whole conversation has been Alton, I'm not even talking about it. Vanna is in the garage, and oh god, man, I'm dreading having to take that radiator out again. I have to do it though. In regards to curing or preserving meat products, almost every culture has dry sausage. That's interesting to know. Lenton says, when are you going to have a greet and meet? I don't know, man. Obviously, there's a little something going on in the world, which is kind of hampering that. I'm not saying domestic lamb is slightly different than the imported lamb from New Zealand and Australia. I would like to know what that difference is, but to be honest, I believe almost all of the lamb that I get from the restaurant depot is imported from New Zealand. If not dry sausage, jerky, biltong, and other dried meats. Yes. Living in the Midwest and working on the farm is where you learn to use lime. How to use a specific system would break. Oh. Cure shark, but it's cured meat, not less. No, thank you, Taylor. There are preservation products for things that would otherwise quickly spoil. Yeah. You're not your barbecue. Seeking from your wisdom. Alton, no, man. I had a flashback to last night on what the problem is. What's the problem you having on your truck? Dash Bash 2021, the official meet and greet. Kirk, man, I'm starting to see some people in my area build smoke houses. I'm not sure why. Huh? Smoke house. I mean, I tell you what. I went on a field trip to George Washington's house. What is the? Is it? What is the name of George Washington's house? Crap! Why can't I think of the name? Anyway, he had a smokehouse that was almost as big as his house. It was dope. It was dope. I mean, like it looked like it was racks, or could possibly have been racks all around, and they built a smoke down in the middle. And yeah, it looked dope. Victor says one has a slightly more gamey flavor, but I can't remember how it goes. All right, so it's a new protect the headlights with DRLs in them, and they are all LED. After installing the new lights, I'm getting a parking light out error. So, Alton, what happens is this: your vehicle is smart enough to know when a bulb is out, or quite possibly smart enough to know when a bulb is out because of the resistance in the uh, what is it? The resistance on that circuit actually is probably what the best way to say it. when you put an LED on that circuit, it's not going to draw the same amperage. Because it's not drawing the same amperage, the computer says, hey, it's low, which it then says, oh, wait, he switched to LEDs is an option. What it actually thinks is, hey, the bulb is out, even though it's not. I actually paid a lot of money to switch the taillights in my Passat to LEDs. And long story short, the car thought that the bulbs were blown because it wasn't drawing enough amperage or current. I don't know which was which, and don't get me started on electrical terms. Anyway, it thought the bulbs were out, so it kept giving me a message saying my taillights were out. Basically, check taillights, check taillights, check taillights, and I'm like, they're working. So what I ended up having to do was switch them back to the incandescent. No, incandescent? Is that the right one? With the bulbs with the filament. I had to change them all back to the regular bulbs. Now, if you want to, what you can do is you can get there's a thing that they sell that is a impeder, and what it does is it puts stress or strain on that circuit so that it tricks the computer into thinking that the regular bulb is in there when you still have LEDs. That was a lot, but yeah. There you go, Alton. Oh yeah, smoked fish is another great example of curing. Alton, that's what it is. The LEDs, just like you get a LED, and they conserve power, they save power because they don't draw as much amperage or wattage or whatever. They are just as bright. They just don't use up the same amount of energy. What's up, CJ? The balance in between the plug and the light from the changes to the halogens. And converter. Kermit says take the bulb out of the dash. But Alton, the difference or the problem is that the computer still, or not the computer, but the ECU maybe or whatever, is it thinks it needs this amount, and when it's asking for this amount, it's going to give you an error, and the error is always, hey, the bulb was blown, even though it's working. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Holy cow, we got Kent in the building. And CJ. Jimmy is here. Or Jim is here. I have my sticker. You have yours? Iced coffee. So, reason Alton is, let's see, do you do anything other than catering? Yeah, John, I mean, I cook to order. I mean, small events is what I call it. But if people hit me up, actually, I had somebody, he hit me up. I'm doing turkeys and everything else for Thanksgiving. So I posted something on Instagram basically saying, hey, 'tis the season, order your turkeys or else. So I have enough turkeys to cook. And what ended up happening was, so guy hit me up and he's like, hey, I wanted to get some meat for this, if I'll wait to see what you post this weekend and see if you have anything for sale. And I'm like, I don't post stuff for sale anymore. If you want something, all you have to do is hit me up, text me, you have my number, text me, tell me what you want, place an order, and that is what I'm cooking for. So, sometimes people are like, hey, can I get a rack of ribs this weekend? Sure. Hey, can I get this? Okay, not a problem. Then it could be one of two things. You might have a bad bulb. Have you tried switching the bulbs to make sure it's not the bulb? You may have mucked something up in the installation. Just make sure that everything is good. Does one work and the other one doesn't, or neither of them working? Because don't put it past someone at Dodge to tell you that every year works, and then you have the one idea where it doesn't. Because I know I deal with that all the time when it comes to my Volkswagen. Between this one that I have currently and the one that I had before, it was a odd duck. My last Volkswagen was a 2005. Excuse me, a 2005 and a half. So Volkswagen, mid-production year, changes their line. There's a 2005 and there's a 2005 and a half. So I had the newer body or newer generation, and they only put things in that newer generation for that half year. So for 1.5 years. So that it just made for problems. Let's just put it that way. John says, I heard there may be a turkey shortage this holiday. I don't know. Lazy, I'm just trying not to have to take the lights out again. And all that, but the lights are all working and fine. Percussive maintenance. Yeah, Alton. I was in between messages, and I did see you. I thought I saw you said they were working, but it was the alarm or the light on the dash. It's got to be some sort of like you should be able to find the resistor or like impeder that you can put on there to trick the computer to say, even though you turned it off in the thing to say from incandescent or fluorescent or whatever to LED, something's not taking, and you might have to add it back. So Victor, he said that he did switch it. But Alton, something is wrong in the computer, or it's not saving the settings, which, I mean, is not unheard of. I mean, it's a car. But that's it. It's got to be one of those things, or one of those things will fix it. So maybe put it back to the regular setting and then get the resistor and then try that. Is like I said, I've switched the taillights. Yeah, it was the taillights in my car to LED because one of them went out, and it was a pain, an absolute pain to get the taillights out of this car. And I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Like, it was some serious disassembly to get the taillights out. And then it gave me the error code, and I was like, you know what? I gotta take it all apart and put the regular bulbs back in there, and wasted money. So sounds reset. Huh. I don't know, Alton. So Taylor, one of my computer instructors, she would always say this, and it has been a motto for me to live by: hardware first, software second. Always start with the hardware. Always start with the hardware. Hardware first, software second. Always, always, always start with the hardware. And it is ingrained to me to always start with the hardware. uh, Alton, then maybe you can take the dash apart and disable the beep or the bell or whatever so you don't hear it. And I'll send you some more stickers. You can put it over top of the dash to cover up the light. Taylor says you should try to cure the bulb and see if that helps. Taylor says, agree, indeed. Hardware first, software second. Agreed, 100%. Hardware is easier for those of us who aren't so savvy. Software is complicated. It is, and you typically, you know how they say your the computer is only as smart as the inputs you give it. Nah, bruh. Someone had to program that software in there, and sometimes the software is smarter than you. I can attest to that because it has and does happen. 10%. Yes. There's no bulb showing up on the dash. It's the computer. Saying, hey, start the car. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, there's probably somebody else out there who has had your exact problem. Unfortunately, you might have to find it because the results that you're seeing or whatever you're seeing is all of the people who are having no issue and is working just fine for. But yeah. What's a good drum kit to buy? Like a smoke drum? UDSparts.com or smokerbuilder.com. There's plenty of, or excuse me, not there's plenty, but they have pretty decent kits. But to be honest, you can go to a hardware store and get all the stuff you need yourself. It's just, kind of guessing and checking and a couple trips. Gotta go, Orlando. Thanks for your tips. I'll talk to you next time. Well, thank you, sir, so very much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. It's okay, Alton. It's okay. Oh man, I said I thought drum kits like like you playing on church in church on Sunday morning. uh, mm, 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 mm. Anywho, all right. So there's a couple of you guys who are following me on Facebook, and I posted a pretty lengthy story of how I have been working on Vanna for the past couple of days. So Vanna has developed a leak, or had developed a leak in the radiator. I I was like, all right, I need to get this taken care of before it gets cold. And since it was warm the last couple of days, I decided to go outside and get it done. I start working on it, and I get the thing torn apart, and I'm like, all right, what's the radiator? I got to take the radiator out. So I do any and everything in my power to get the radiator out. I can't get the radiator out. So I'm like, all right, I'm sitting there and I'm looking, like, how the hell does this radiator come out? Like, there's gotta be some sort of trick, some method. And then it finally dawns on me, and the fix is to take out the radiator, the intercooler, and the fan shroud all as one piece. So I'm like, no, I'm like, oh, the intercooler and the fan, like, no, man, it can't have to come out together. So, guess who had to take them all out together? I did a search and was confirmed that everything has to come out at once. So I'm like, great. So I fight with it to come out. I finally, last ditch effort. There's a protrusion. I won't say what I call it. There's a protrusion on the radiator for, see, like a transmission coolant line or a power steering coolant line. I think it's power steering fluid. And the protrusion is there. And I'm like, all right, what the heck, right? So I take, there's a nut on this protrusion, and I take it off. And when I take it off, the protrusion slides into the radiator just ever so much, and I'm able to get the radiator out. Now this is 2 days I've been fighting with this thing now. I get the radiator out. Well, now that the radiator's out, I can take the brackets off of the radiator that hold, or the brackets off the radiator and the intercooler to hold everything together. Great. I go to Advanced Auto Parts. I order the part. Go to Advanced, pick up the radiator, and bring it back home. Before I go back home, I go to Walmart to get some coolant. It takes 7 gallons of coolant. So I said, all right, I'm gonna get 4 of the concentrate and 4 distilled water. Water. Yes, Alton, water. So I get back home, I get the radiator installed, buttoned up, pushed back down into where it needs to be, and man, oh man, oh man, oh man, was it a struggle. Finally got it in there. Now, mind you, again, I'm on day 3 now working on this fan. So I'm like, all right, get it back down in there, get it seated properly. Because you said that, I'm going to. But get it seated properly. I start pouring in my coolant. So, note to self, and I know this, the first thing you pour into the radiator is never your fresh new coolant. It's always the water. What did I pour into the radiator? I poured in the coolant first. There's a leak. One of the protrusions on the power steering cooler, the nut wasn't seated properly. Great. Now I gotta wait for that coolant to drain and then tighten the nut. I tighten the nut. Boom. Wipe everything off. Pour in my water this time. No leaks. Great. So I start filling the thing up. I'm like 4, almost 5 gallons into coolant and water, and I hear it dripping again. Well, come to find out that I put a screw in the wrong place on the top of the radiator. That screw in the wrong place was too long, and it punctured the radiator. So, it's like at a loss for words. I don't know what. Like, it's just a matter of all of the screws being the same size heads, all of them looking the same, but they're different lengths. So, of course, I haven't gone back out there today because I knew I had this live stream and I had some things to take care of this afternoon. But, yeah. I think I'm going to have to take out the whole damn radiator again. And I got to get a new one. I got to go to like Advanced Auto Parts and figure out how I'm going to get them to give me a new radiator so I don't have to buy a new radiator. W, they had those fools acting like plastic radiator on the damn thing. Crack. Elbow. Go to the radiator. Left it in the parking lot 3 days to get a new radiator from eBay. Yeah. So, Alton, the reason why they use composite for those elbows, things like that, this is one of those ask me why I know, is because if the car overheats, they actually want the those things to melt, which is crazy because then it helps save other components in the engine. Yeah, though, well, and they're cheaper to manufacture and produce, and yeah. Anyway, they suck. They suck because they crack and break easily. Yeah, Taylor. Yep, Taylor, exactly. It's just solving one problem and creating another. Yeah, Grumpus, yeah. That was an extremely parsed down version of what I posted on Facebook, and I was fit to be tied yesterday. I was livid. And there's no one I could blame but myself because I did it wrong. I put the screw in the wrong place and I punctured the radiator. Unbeknownst to me, I did all of those things and now I'm going to have to fix it. Waiting for the part to get here. Glad I had multiple vehicles at the time. Yeah, Alton, that's kind of my deal too. Like, I'm not pressed to use the van. I don't have anything going on, and actually, in all honesty, the only thing I need to, I won't say do, but the only thing I really need to have the van fixed for is Thanksgiving. If I decide to do the deliveries in the van on Thanksgiving, I typically do the deliveries in my car, out of my car. I put Cambros all on the inside of the car and have enough things inside, and then the turkeys all go in the trunk. Some bubble gum and shoestrings. FCB, take care. Pierce the core of the pan. No, the edge, the side of the radiator is plastic, and it pierced the side, the top, the bracket, the whole of the radiator is still at the top. There's two nuts on either side on the top, right, of this bracket, and the nuts, there's like a 1/4 inch bolt, and or excuse me, it's probably like a 1/2 inch. Is a bolt? Yeah, 1/2 inch bolt, and there is like a 3/4 inch bolt. I put the 3/4 inch bolt where the 1/2 inch bolt goes, and it punctured the radiator. It punctured the radiator, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to just send it with some JB Weld in there. But the problem is, if I send it with the JB Weld and it doesn't work, then I gotta get the JB Weld out, and that's just not gonna be a good look. So, like I said, I'm debating on what I'm going to do. I haven't looked at it yet today. Excuse me. Alton, make sure you tell Gene I said what's up. I don't even realize I was punching in Florida. No, it was not a damn. It was a little more colorful than that, you know. Let's just say. I mean, there was an F, a M, and an L, like for sure. Definitely, those three letters came out, and I was like I said, fit to be tied, man. I was pissed. I'm like, come on, like I had just gotten everything done to swap out this radiator, and I mean, when I say I felt accomplished, I was like, hell yeah. And then it started leaking. Hey Taylor, thank you very much, man, for hanging out. Yeah. Rumpus says make a rubber washer and put the screw back in the hole. So the problem, Rumpus, is this. The radiator, the way the radiator sits in this whole deal, the brackets to hold the radiator in with the intercooler are not meant to flex off of the radiator, or at least on the side that I have it, because it hits the radiator. So what I would end up having to do is to get to two very difficult to access bolts in order to try to get some clearance to take off the bracket in order for me to see the actual top of the radiator. Yeah. Now, if I take the radiator out, I will have access to take the screw off and or screw out and the bracket off to put JB Weld all in there. But I'm thinking about trying to do it with everything intact. Probably not going to work out, and I'm probably going to just have to take the whole thing out again. So at this point, I need to get a new catch pan for antifreeze, because the catch pan that I had in my garage is the one that I use for oil, and I don't really want to mix the antifreeze with oil in it into the cooling system. Though it might help lubricate things. Don't know. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing this evening? I get frustrated just thinking about it. That's how frustrated I am. Hey Taylor, this is Dash and Company. Thank you for all the nice chat. I hope you have great cooks in your near future. Hey, where's Grumpus? I'm using one of his coasters tonight. Thought I would mention it. Thank you, sir, for sending those out. Cats love antifreeze. I heard that allegedly they do. I know. That's why I put the van in the garage. And look, if they want to drink it up, yeah. Might need a kiddie pool to catch that much fluid. Alton, you ain't lying. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Like I said, I'm like 4, maybe even, no, it was 4, I think. 4 gallons between the coolant, so like half coolant and half of the distilled water. Oh gosh, oh man. Like I said, I'm just frustrated just thinking about it again. Hot as fish grease doesn't even Alton. Oh man. No, you have no idea. Oh, I was fit to be tied. Like for real. Like fit to be tied. Oh. Grumpus, you see your coaster? It's putting in work tonight. Just got more. Just got blown away. Just pulled up and asked what I was watching on the phone. I said Dash on his live stream. Uh-oh. Hopefully you ain't get in trouble, Jimmy. Said, is that the guy from Baltimore? Wait, he knows who I am? What? He knows who I am? Holy cow. I'm not from Baltimore. I live in Baltimore. So tell your lieutenant, say, listen, this is LT. No disrespect for Baltimore. But he's not from Baltimore. He just lives there. Holy cow. People know who I am. What? That is crazy. Oh, man. I'm tickled pink. That's what's up, Jimmy. Damn. Small world. Oh, now you have to ask him what his favorite video of mine is. And ask him why he isn't watching me on the live stream too. Y'all can, well, no, you can't watch together because that's only one stream. Y'all have to stream separately. Y'all could be cooping, and have it playing on stereo. How about that? How far are you from the White House, Dash? About 45 minutes. Probably an hour tops, depending on traffic getting into DC once you get into DC. So if you're planning to take a trip and you need to go to the White House, I can get you there. Yes, I am a Philly man. Yeah. You know how they're the Florida man? I am the Philly man. Like, for real. For real. Yeah, I used to, I won't say drive past Walter Reed, but where I used to live in Silver Spring, I can take Georgia Avenue, and I think Walter Reed is either on or right off of Georgia Avenue, heading into DC. Alton, whenever you come up here to visit your friend, man, you got a place to cook and a place to crash if necessary. For real. Definitely. All right, so Jimmy, now you got to find out what his favorite video is. That's crazy. Hey, look, we are an hour and a half into the stream. Oh, what? Your lieutenant's from Philadelphia. He might be older than I am, though. Probably, if he's a lieutenant, probably older than I am. But watch, I won't say I know him, but maybe I know someone that knows him, or it's a small world. Anyway, so we're gonna have to make the trip back to DC. The first one couldn't count. Yeah. Look, Alton, let me know because if you're planning a trip, yeah. Look at this guy, Steven. Who do you think you are coming in all late, just like, hey, yo? Well, at least he's, pleasantries. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. He's a little younger than me. All right, well, Jimmy, I'm telling you, man. Especially, it's a small world. I might know somebody that knows him, or something. Anyway, we might have to talk offline. Anyway, we're off of the live stream. But yeah, tell him when or if you talk to your lieutenant, tell him I grew up in Mount Airy. I grew up in the Mount Airy section of the city. So when do we get to talk about the NFC East? Talk away. I mean, yeah. Look, I mean, the Eagles right now are on top of the standings. Alton. So what? They're 3-4. 3-4-1. Oh, let's not take that tie away from them. 3-4-1. Okay. But I hadn't looked at the standings in a while, so I didn't know the exact numbers. But Washington is 2-6, Dallas is 2-7, and the Giants are 2-7. You know, Alton, what someone said to me. I have an Eagles mask that you've seen in some of my videos, and I was walking into it was Panda Express. And I parked, and then I got out of my car, and my man said, "Oh yeah," and this is a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Yeah, man, we on top of the NFC East." And I said, "Listen, it doesn't matter how ugly it is. We are on top of the NFC East." He said, "Yeah, man." He said, "I'm happy." He said, "But that's like saying we are the tallest little person." And he didn't say little person, and I don't want to offend anyone. He said, "That's like being the tallest little person." He's like, "You're still a little person." I said, "That is hilarious. And guess what? We're still the tallest of the little people." And he cracked up laughing. But, I mean, it's true. Look, we don't have to have a winning season in order to get to the playoffs because every division sends a playoff contender. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, Alton. If I forget to you, we got Guinness Brewery and Max's, my buddy. Swears by that place. Well, Lou, you gotta come. Look, you can come all the way down here for sure, and I will take you to the Guinness Brewery. Like, it's literally like 7 minutes away from my house. Yeah, the invitation is there for you to come to my house or come down this way and we can go there. And then if we need to take a trip to Max's, as long as we don't drink too much of Guinness, we might be able to make the trip up to Max's. I know exactly where it is and have eaten there a couple times. Andrew says, "I hope Houston can turn their season around." Don't know. So Jimmy, Penn's Landing is down closer to Center City. So if this is Philly and this is a horrible distinct description, um, so actually Philly is more long than it is anything else. So let's say Center City is here, Penn's Landing is out here, closer to the Delaware River, which runs along the side. I grew up here in Mount Airy in the northwest. Excuse me, yeah, the northwest section of the city. Again, I grew up in Mount Airy, but I used to spend a lot of time down near Penn's Landing, on a place called South Street. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time on South Street. Ooh, buddy. From like 16 to 18, I used to spend almost every Friday and Saturday night down on South Street. Uh, what's up, Mike? How you doing this evening? I'm I'm looking at my beard in looking at you out right now. Anyway, yeah. Andrew, thank you so very much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. What other randomness can we get into talking about tonight? I think I'm out of coffee. Steven, man, I definitely appreciate you for sure. For sure. So, what did you guys do while YouTube was down tonight? YouTube was down for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and oh my gosh, it was like, what do I do? What do I do? uh, as soon as that, yep, exactly. So, Grumpus, it's funny. I took my kid, I've been taking my kids to the barber shop. They go to the barber shop once, it's basically every other week for the most part. And I get my beard trimmed about every third visit, maybe. So I usually go like a month and a half between trimming of my beard. And it was time, like it was just time to trim my beard down. So I trimmed it down, and it'll, like, if I pick it out, it's tapered pretty well, but me, like, holding it down and pulling it down, stuff like that. Yeah. Lou says, Dash has been real, my friend, and I'm beat. Uh, my friend, your live streams are great. Uh, your live streams are fire. Great topic tonight. So, what are we drinking tonight? Tonight I had this industrial sized bottle of vodka from Costco, and it was a Sprite Zero was actually what I drank earlier, and then I had my coffee from this morning. So I think I've talked about this thermos before. This thermos. Hey, Alton, you still here? See, I represent for real. But this thermos. This is a half-gallon thermos, and I fill it up and drink coffee almost all daggone day. Yeah, I'm a fan of the potato juice. Steven, that's hilarious. It's funny. I bought my wife a Nintendo Switch a few months back, actually in the beginning of the pandemic. So I bought her a Nintendo Switch. Was it? No. I bought her the Switch. It might have been last year, like Friday. But anyway, I bought her the Switch, and one of the games she downloaded recently was Uno. And I'm telling you, I'm having a heck of a time playing Uno You know, it's just it's a lots of fun. Little Cricket, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's been a heated minute since I've seen you on the live streams. I see your Instagram every now and again, but how is everything happening with you and your trailer endeavors? Alton, did you see your sticker? I'm representing on that. This is my coffee mug. Well, the coffee thermos that I get filled up. Cool. Just great and chilling. That's what's up. What is your name, Little Cricket? You know, I don't want to keep calling you Little Cricket. Good night, Alton. Thank you for the wide talk. George, I think I knew that. Now that you say that. Oh, boy, boy. I am fading. Well, George, thank you so very much for hanging out. And I will check out the pictures, I guess. Let's see. Graham. Can I get you my direct messages? Barbecue is going just fine. Let's see. I have a couple messengers. DMV Barbecue. DMV Barbecue, are you in the live stream right now? Jay Woo? Ah, no problem. Not a problem, sir. I'm checking out your pictures here. I'm digging the Fiesta seasoning with Chappelle show running behind you, or at least Chappelle doing stand up behind you. Aw. Congratulations on your proposal. This made me chuckle. It says, every loaf of bread is a tragic story of a group of grains that could have become whiskey, but didn't. Actually, probably better suited for beer than it would whiskey. But, nonetheless, I got your back, my man. Oh. This DMV Barbecue. Uh-oh. John Nash. I feel like that name is familiar. And he's got pretty decent taste. We got Evan Williams and Elijah Craig, Bottle Blanton's. Ooh. The van is doing all right. I was actually talking about how I am in the process of trying to replace the radiator again for the second time. I pulled the radiator out, replaced the radiator, and I put a screw in the wrong place, and it punctured the side tank, the end tank on the radiator. So I gotta pretty much take it out. Grumpy says, Dash, when you smoke turkeys for your customers, do you spatchcock? No, I do not. I keep them whole. It makes the turkeys take longer, but the presentation is there, and it is something to be said about a whole turkey. Like, they look a lot better. They look a lot better. And no, they don't tell me how they want them cooked. Here's your turkey. All right, so I'm seeing more Blantons, some Eagle Rare, Bowman Brothers, Maker's Mark, more Blantons. Jeez. This guy's got a bunch. Eagle Rare, Wolf of Reserve. Nice to see someone who drinks more than I do. All right. I'm gonna follow that one back. Let's see. uh, it's fine. I'm getting text messages from people who ordered stuff for Thanksgiving. Yeah, look, here I am, talking about this DMV barbecue guy, and he just sent me a message that says, after checking your Instagram page, we're gonna have to talk about your liquor hookup. You've got some hard to find items. Ha! Geraldo, how you doing this evening? Let's see. Mike says, Dash, quick question. I am doing a cook for about 70 people. How much pork butt should I cook? And some people don't eat pork, so how much pulled chicken? So whenever I do events, I typically try to do even portions, like pork to chicken to beef, and I recommend as such. So my rule of thumb is a half a pound of protein per person plus a 25% average. So for 70 people, you're looking at about 35 pounds of meat times 1.25 to give you that 25% overage. So you're looking at like almost 40 pounds of meat. Okay. Well, actually, I think it's a little bit more. Run, count. No. Oh. Run, calc. 35 times 1.25. 43 pounds of meat. So you probably can round it down to 40 and be okay. So maybe you do like 30 pounds of pulled pork and then 10 pounds of chicken. But the whole thing is, they're going to be those people that only want pork and only want chicken, and vice versa. You're going to be people that want both. So you kind of have to figure out how you're going to dole that out. Johnny is funny. So, the young lady whose turkey I forgot last year, she is on the list and she is getting a free turkey because she did not take me up on an offer for a free turkey at any point this year. So she's getting a free turkey, and I am going to double check my count in a few minutes actually, because I am going to be sending out invoices soon-ish. So this one lady, she wants 2 turkeys. Hopefully I can fit her in. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I need 2 turkeys. If you can get it, cool." Russell says, "Hey, Brew. I can't stick around. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Thank you very much, Russell, for popping in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, all is well with you and the dogs in the cabin." Tell Alicia I said hello next time you talk to her or next time you see her. So, yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Grumpus, just to kind of revisit your question about spatchcocking a turkey, I thought about doing it definitely, because if I spatchcock turkeys, I could press them out, open them up, but that takes up so much more room in the smoker that it would limit the amount of turkeys that I could cook at one time, and I'd have to cook in like shifts or waves, and I don't want that. Mike, I haven't counted my turkeys just yet. I'm about to. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 turkeys, and I'm going to cook 14. I'm going to cook 14. I'm cooking extra damn turkey. I actually have a woman on the waiting list of sorts because she wanted a turkey, and I said I wanted to cook 14 of them. So we shall see. But as of right now, I need 13 of them. Well, I'm just going to put down 14 of them. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I'm going to put down 14 turkeys. How do you brine so many turkeys? In a big old trash can. You paint your just don't smoke it yet. No, I did not, Mike. I said I was gonna go get the paint today, and I didn't actually get to do it. Yeah. How about the deer? Can you cook a deer? George, no. I can, but I can't. Yeah, I don't think it's actually legal to hunt deer in the city of Baltimore. Though, I have a 22 LRs that probably could take care of it and be rather quiet. My can is not. I haven't gotten the stamp of approval yet for the can, so I can't take it out of the store that it's in. But maybe I could hone my archery skills, and that won't be very loud. But the problem is, I don't know what to do with it if I take one down. Hey, Mike, don't rush, man. There is absolutely no rush. Rajo says, good idea. When decide no more turkey orders for Thanksgiving. So the thing is this, Grumpus, I can fit 16 turkeys in the smoker. When I hit 12, I say no more. You know why I say no more? Because I get those people that have been like long-term customers and people who have ordered turkeys for Thanksgiving or Christmas in years past. And rather than telling them no and I'm not going to be able to do something for them, I just leave extra room in the smoker. So I tell people I cut off the orders at 12, knowing though that I can smoke 16. So typically, and just like right now, I had a lady, the lady, she wanted a turkey for Thanksgiving. She tells me she wants a turkey for Thanksgiving. And then I sent her a message today and say, hey, I need your email address and your delivery address so I can confirm these things. And she says, oh, I need 2 turkeys. What the hell? What the hell? You could have told me that from jump. Big Reggie Reg, how you doing this evening? Uh, You're funny, Jimmy. Take your deer to a person to process it and tell them you want what you want out of it. Yeah, Mike. Hey, Mike, deer, over my head, buddy. You got that one. So Grumpus, this year I will probably cook an extra. Do I typically? No. Especially if I own, like, if I have 16 turkeys, I'm only cooking 16 turkeys, and if I have orders for 16 of them, I there's no place for me to cook an extra turkey. That's what's up, Reg. Glad to hear you are doing well. Mm, mm, mm. But I have 14 down, and I'll probably end up buying 15. My wife says she wants me to fry turkey for us. So, though I know I have I have one or two turkeys around this house. Like I think I have one or two out in the garages, and I think I have one at least upstairs in the freezer upstairs. I might even have another one in the basement downstairs. I have fridges and freezers. There's one. There's a full refrigerator and freezer upstairs. There's a deep freezer right behind me here. A full-size refrigerator and freezer in my kitchen. There's a deep freezer in the basement, and I have two full-size refrigerators and freezers out in the garage. Yeah. Geraldo says, "Do you divide the number of turkeys you do, morning and then afternoon?" No, not really. I cook them all, man, and I cook them all, and as they come off, I take them all out, and I set up a table in my kitchen, like a fold up table in my kitchen, and I lay the turkeys out so um they can rest, and then when I'm ready to go, I wrap all of them up and take them outside and put them in the trunk of the car. That's what's up, Geraldo. Good luck. So, Grumpus, here's the deal. When and or if you are cooking for others, the best thing to do is to uh, factor in your profit and how much it's going to cost you to actually do something. I tell you, Thanksgiving is typically a decent chunk of change. Like, for real, for real. A decent chunk of change. Let's see here. I mean, the amount of sales in just the turkeys alone is almost $1,000, and the turkeys. Let's see. 15 times 14 is 210. So I might be spending about $200 on turkeys, and my not my profit, but my net is closer to $1,000. And it is a few hours of work, but it is not like the most trying, most stressful thing that I could do ever. But let's see. It was 310. Was that the number? So we have 9, 10. Jimmy says he fries or smokes a turkey every year, trying to come up with something different this year. Any ideas? Man, I am plumb out, but then again, I also do use the same headphones that I've been using for quite some time because they work, and they work very, very well. Let's see here. What was I doing? This will open. I think I might have been trying to find a longer keyboard for this year. Jimmy, I'll be frying a turkey for us. The other turkey or the other turkey bits we will cut up from the smoker. My neighbor asked if I could smoke them a turkey, and I told him no. I'll be working this year. Well, Mike, sometimes it happens. Never done a rotisserie for a turkey. I kind of feel like it might burn up. I recommend what kind of turkey or whatever size turkey fits in your smoker. With that being said, I also don't typically cook any turkeys bigger than excuse me, than 15 pounds. Turkey day, couple days. So I don't see why not, Mike. But what I would do is, as opposed to introducing so much high heat, I would probably keep that pork belly in the oven for a few hours more to help get that inside, that inner structure done completely. And then once they get back home and I take it all out, boom, it'll be very easy to decipher what is undercooked and what is cooked just right. I'll also be glad to be able to use my daggone cup more and more. Shout out Marcus at the Crimson Creek Smokehouse. All right, I am fading, and I would love to go to sleep. So I'm going to be going to sleep in a second. All right. Nothing like seeing some shipped confirmations. All right, guys, I'm checking on some things that got shipped out to my house. Got to be looking at different things. So, yeah. No worries, Grumpus. Steven is looking at our fishery. Shit. Jimmy, I love the rotisserie. You see it every time I use it. It's like one of those things, man. I love the rotisserie and how things come out after putting them on a rotisserie. I despise cleaning that rotisserie. The skewer gets so dirty, and the prongs to hold everything in together. Oh, same thing. It gets so dirty, but pretty daggone dope. It really is. Love that thing. All right, guys, I am going to call it a night. This was definitely fun. Well, thank you very much, Mike. And speaking of which, I'm going to send you a link to the video. You know how I do. The videos for tomorrow get shared tonight on the live stream because of the fact that you are here with me. So the least you can do is check out the video. Yes, Jimmy, there is part 2. Like skin or not. Well, thank you, Grumpus. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely. Those of you guys who are still here, in case you do not know or did not know, what ends up happening is the video that is going to go live on Thursday, if I have one available, I typically post it here on Wednesday night first for those of you guys who are on the live stream as a means to say thank you for all that you do. Definitely appreciate you. And I'm not just saying that, trust me. All right, guys. KB says second. That's what's up, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. But technically, my reply, isn't that second? All right, guys. I am going to call it an evening. Thank you again so very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Please hit that like button before you leave out. I know you could be watching any other thing or anything else in the world today, but you chose to sit here with me. And I'm appreciative. So, thank you so very much again. And I will see you next time.